Now you'll notice the pizza's pretty big, and that's because I like to draw things big so we can add detail and then shrink them down when we get started. And the best way of shrinking it down is by doing some coding. So let's click on code now. And I'm going to start off by saying when the arrow's clicked, the first thing we want to do is shrink that pizza. So I'm going to set the size. Make sure you don't do change size, set size, and I'm going to put 10%. And if we just quickly check that, you'll see that's a little bit too small. Let's try maybe 20% for our 20% for our size. I think that's going to be perfect. Now we need to make sure the pizza's falling down, so I'm going to set the direction, say point in direction, and click on down like that, and that will just get our pizza falling down. And we don't just want one pizza though, we're going to do what's called clone the pizzas. Now when we clone the pizza, we'll make 5 of them. We're going to repeat this 5 times. We're going to say clone pizza, create clone of myself. If I just run that code, you'll see what it's done. It's made 5 pizzas that are all set to that size, and that's going to make our game. That's how our game's going to work. We're going to be cloning the pizzas like that. And the original pizza that's left behind, I'm actually going to tell it to hide, so I'll just drag in that block of code there. Now next thing to do is going to be making a score variable so that we can actually check what the score of the game is, and we're also going to need to make a variable that's going to store the speed of the pizza that's coming down as well. So let's start off going to variables, and the first thing I'm going to do is make a first variable that's going to be called score. And that's for all the sprites. All the sprites need to be able to change the score. I'm going to make another variable called lives, and again all the sprites need to be able to know how many lives have been lost. I'm just going to drag that one over on the other side over here. And then finally what I'm going to do is make another variable called speed. So I'll make a variable, call it speed, but this is going to be for a particular sprite we're doing one at a time, and that will mean each pizza can have a speed that's separate. So that's why we set that one slightly different. Now we don't need to see that speed variable, so I'm just going to tick it off like that.